hug of the year, which is exciting. So we're going to figure out the lighting issues and see if this actually works. Maybe we'll learn our lesson. So before we get too underway, let's just take a moment to come into this now. Let go of the day behind. Let go of the to-do list. Let go of whatever nagging thoughts you have. Set them down. You can pick them back up if they serve you later. But right now, we just need to receive and be and allow the vibration that comes from inside to just take us. Thank you, universe, for the gift of consciousness, for the ability to feel and love. Help us to stay in gratitude for all these gifts. Amen. Welcome! How serious can you take someone wearing bunny ears? Well, pretty darn serious. I think Steve Martin taught us that. But that being said, I'm going to take these off. So, what to talk about today? I got a couple things, but the thought just popped in my head. I was on the train yesterday, got in a conversation with a man who was helping me understand some elements of Catholicism that I was trying to make sense of. And then the woman across from me after he left, she asked me what my faith was. And I had a really hard time explaining to her, or what I didn't know what to say. I mean, it became very clear that her path was that of a very specific type of Christian, and she had a very specific definition of what you have to say to be that type of Christian. But I didn't know exactly what to tell her I was. You know, generally spiritual. So I thought I would actually address that, or not so much what that is, but what my beliefs are. I believe in love. I believe that, you know what, I'm going to start over. I'm not going to say I believe, because belief is a choice, I think. Faith is what you simply know to be true, or you know that whatever the truth is, you accept it. There was a Alan Watts lecture where we talked about the difference in that belief, you can believe something, you can choose to believe things, and you can force those beliefs no matter what's actually really happening. But faith is when you believe in whatever turns out to be true, you know, you embrace that. You just have a faith that it's all going to work out. You have a faith in the order of things. You have a faith that even though I can't understand it, I can't actually wrap my head around things, I know that to be what is righteous and good. So, we are the way that the universe can experience itself. I don't believe that there is a specific consciousness that governs things. There is not a man or woman or a force that actually plays chess with us or anything like that. I believe that there is a energy, a flow to the universe that is governed by love and is governed by order and pattern and rhythm. I believe that right and wrong don't really make any sense, because we have never had the vantage point to judge those things. We only have the ability to surrender to a flow that is greater than us, and that flow is the way that the natural order of the universe goes, which is a direction towards balance and harmony and love. And I think that as humans, we are socialized so that we can function in the world, and we are layered and layered and layered and layered and layered values upon us. And then after a growing up period, you know, we turn to be adults, and here we are, and all of a sudden we're a person, but we're not what we are. We're the result of all these layers. And so the rest of our lives, the spiritual path, is one of uncovering those layers and figuring out what's beneath it all. Now that is very hard, because we, over the course of growing up, we begin to really identify with the way we think, this specific, you know, ideas and the to-do lists and the roles and the goals and the things that make sense to us. Unfortunately, we have a stunted perspective. By only being alive for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, we can never really get our head around the natural order of everything. At every moment, there's just so much happening. There's so much that's, in fact, everything, I believe, is connected. Cause and effect is one constant weaved framework. You know, the entire existence of the entire universe of all time is just one thing. And based on how you can perceive, you experience, you know, a now moment of this thing, this eternal Mobius strip existence of unfolding of the universe. I'm also starting to believe more and more that this unfolding of the universe, this cosmic Big Bang, contraction, expansion, is also a pattern, is also a cycle. And that, like the Hindus believe, that we have these epochs, these million-year cycles, and that we are in one of them. And all of this will happen again, and all of this has happened before. Very matrixy. And so I find a lot of comfort in that, because I'm not always entirely encouraged by the way that humanity is evolving and growing, and the corruption and the I think out of alignment actions of huge portions of our energies. But I'm comforted because it's like, well, this is just one round of the game, you know, and it's going to go all the way. It's going to reach its logical conclusion, and the humans is just a teeny tiny piece of the whole game, and our teeny tiny part of the game is played out every single round, over and over and over. And maybe some rounds of the game we make a little bitty choices differently, and we actually do evolve consciously in different ways. I believe that the way our consciousness is evolving, I do think that there are a lot more people waking up. And when I say waking up, I really mean coming to terms that we are all God. We are all part of the one connected consciousness. We are all part of the universe. There is no separation. Separation is what causes pain, suffering, everything that is, the feeling of not having enough is because of the feeling of being separate. If you know that you are part of everything, then there is no fear. There is no death. There is no lack. There is no loss. And I think that our grand gift as humans is we are like the nerve cells of this cosmic organism that is, you know, going through its life cycle. And as nerve cells, we have the amazing role of receiving all the stimulus and processing it. And then, you know, but what we think is the end processing is as same thing as we thought the nerve cell in our finger was done with the process. No, it receives touch sensation and sends it on. One teeny part of the whole entire system. And we, even though all of our senses that we're receiving, all of the emotional and physical sensations we receive, is merely the single cell view that then makes up the entire view. And the mind that we have is simply there to help this cell function and do its job. It's not supposed to figure it out. It's not supposed to lead. That would be crazy. That would be like your finger leading. Oh, we simply do our role. We simply experience. We simply try to get into that alignment, surrender to whatever the organism is doing. We'll never understand that. But when we surrender and get into the flow, things go right. Things are easy. Things are effortless and beautiful, and synchronicity happens everywhere. I sometimes like thinking of it as there's this cosmic stream, this divine flow of energy, and that's kind of what I think God is that this cosmic stream. And when our minds and identities are covered up and filled up with values that have been placed on us from the outside that are not really us, that's like, it's like our consciousness. How about this? Alan Watts says that you can view it like there is a ball over the divine. And there's all these billions of pinpricks, and each pinprick is us. And that is the divine light shining through us. Let me take that back. The way with the stream, the way I visualize a stream is that when we have all of our layers and stuff, the false identity stuff, it's like a straw with all this sediment inside. And so as the straw is placed into the cosmic stream, it doesn't quite flow through. It's constricted, and it doesn't. But as we get clearer and clearer and clearer, then that divine energy just flows right through us. And then when we get really clear, when we're in the flow, it's like our straw, we are not even there. It's like just the divine flow just goes right through us. And as I find my life becoming more one of being in the flow, more of one of pursuing that flow, it's more of one of surrender. That's what floating more, steering less means. It means allowing this to flow through, and then from that place, the actions you take are not coming from I've got a plan. It's coming from this feels right. This is the effortless way of the Tao. I believe that all living things are also like sensory organisms that are part of receiving. I think that there is in the oneness that is the universe, what we see as objects is merely density. Even in the density of our bodies, there's mostly space, as molecules and atoms and things like that. But we simply, it's merely a matter of perspective, what we decide is an object and what is space. It's all density of space and molecules. Even the vastness of space is similar to the vastness within the molecule, within the atom. And I think it's important also to flash between those microscopic and cosmic perspectives whenever you can, to recalibrate and realize, we're always in the middle of this grand process. We're always a part of a grand unfolding. We're always right in the middle. We're always the middle of the universe. In the end, I believe that our purpose, the purpose of life, is to wake up to the connectedness. I believe that the purpose of life is to wake up to the fact that we are all one consciousness, that we are all part of this godness, and that from that place, our role in the divine play is to experience, receive, and appreciate this magic, this beauty, this dance and music. I mean, that is what we have been built to do, to receive, appreciate, and play with the rhythms. And eventually, take that energy, that creative divine flow, and create with it. Create, love, and be, and appreciate. That's it. Everything else is a game we play on top of it. And from that perspective, there's so little that is not just right. There's so little that can't be appreciated. Everything is a gift. Everything is amazing. Every moment is a wow. This one, right now. Wow. Thank you for being a part of this moment. I love you. Namaste. Oh, I did that wrong.